off on the third day, but it was a marvellous day's cricket. And welcome to the highlights of the opening day of the third Cornhill Test match at Trent Bridge. Welcome also to viewers in the Caribbean, New Zealand and Mnet Supersport in South Africa. England began this Trent Bridge Test match one up in the series after their victory at Headingley. When the two skippers Graham Gooch and Viv Richards went out to toss, these were the teams they exchanged. England, two changes down the bottom there. Illingworth and Lawrence come into the side for Watkin and for Devon Malcolm, and Lawrence will add some firepower there. Illingworth left arm spin. West Indies, Patrick Patterson failed a fitness test. Ian Allen is playing once again. Now the toss, Gooch and Richards out in the centre of the ground. Gooch flipped up the coin, Richards called incorrectly, and Graham Gooch decided England would bat on what looked to be an absolutely super strip. The umpires for the game, John Hampshire and Mervyn Kitchen. England to bat, and we join Graham Gooch now as he faces the first over from CURTLY Ambrose. No runs on the board.
One was the call. Oh, that's well stopped by Gus Logie. Phil Simmons ran across to his right in the gully and shied on the turn, as he had to do, which left short square leg diving and stopping the overthrows. And Mike Atherton's off the mark. So now it's to be Malcolm Marshall. A lot of time there for Graham Gooch.
Well, on a quick wicket, Gooch could never have played this shot. It came forward and then just paddled it round off his chest, and really on a quick wicket it would have been all sorts of problems there. You see, he comes forward and then still has time just to paddle it round and down.
Ambrose to Atherton. That's useful. Very helpful. Right to the gap. It's just the sort of luck you need when you're up there facing the new ball, that when you put a bat to it, it goes right between third slip and gully. Nicely clipped away. One of Atherton's best shots. Two runs for him.
Oh, that is a useful delivery. Now, that was probably the best ball of the morning.
Yes, Malcolm Marshall just drawing Michael Atherton a little wide of off stump, but he was playing at the ball. He tried to leave it, but he had played at it by the time he took the bat away.
And there again, just look at the short arm pull there from Graham Gooch. It was a no ball, but the shots, I think, there shows everything about the pace of the pitch. A quicker pitch, he couldn't have hit it in that direction.
Yes, Malcolm Marshall doesn't have the fearsome pace that he used to have. As soon as he bangs the ball in at this lively fast medium, Gooch is hitting this with a lot of aggression, super shot.
That was certainly off pad. We'll see if there was a little bit of bat on it. Malcolm Marshall, the fielder, and three leg byes.
Well, this is a slow sort of swing ball by Ambrose, just going down the leg side. You see the late swing.
No ball called, but Gooch moved into it very quickly, and that's a natty piece of, I was going to say footwork by Malcolm Marshall. I've the feeling it was more shin than foot, but he certainly saved a couple of runs because Gooch really climbed into that one. Oh, well, nearly cut him in two, and now that delivery really nipped back.
Ian Allen is the new bowler. Batsman seemed to be well forward, and the ball seemed to be deviating.
Well, Allen's more of a skimmy sort of a bowler. I think that's probably the right type of ball on this pitch. That was probably going on just a miss leg stump.
Shot of the morning for Michael Atherton. Beautiful, crisp, square cut.
Yes, that shows the amount of time, short of a length, right back onto the toe there. Beautifully played shot, 4 and away on the offside.
50 up for England, 22 to Gooch and 18 to Atherton. Once again, Courtney Walsh has got the inside edge. Put a little bit extra into that one. If anything, Gooch was beaten for pace.
Well, Walsh has certainly looked the best of the West Indian bowlers this morning. Again, that ball really nipping back and a bit of extra bounce as well, and well, fortunate inside edge there. Well, that was a fine delivery, just over the top of the stumps. Walsh has certainly looked more likely to take a wicket than anybody else this morning.
Nicely timed. The outfield is quick. .58 for no wicket.
Well, that's what often happens. You bowl a beauty, goes over the stumps, and then you finish up with a leg stump, half volley, and Gooch just turning that away. Roll of the wrists. That's the Logie there at short leg and 4 runs.
Beautiful timing. Nowhere near a full-blooded shot, but Gooch just waited for it. Timed it beautifully. He is in good touch this morning.
Well, I would say that Gooch has just about got his timing absolutely perfect now. No real thumping away of that, just really a turn of the bat. He does use a big heavy bat, but that was beautifully timed. That sped away to the boundary from just a little nudge away, and the one previous over through the covers. Marvellous timing.
Well, that's a long consultation between captain and bowler. We would not be in the position to tell you all the exhortations that went on between them, but just one sentence might have done the trick. Keep it off leg stump. is precisely what he did.
Yeah, probably now time to keep it from wide of the off stump as well. It's not an easy pitch to bowl on. There's not much margin of error for the bowlers. This was a little bit short and just that little bit wide. And then it's clipped away again. So it's going to be a hard work day for the bowlers.
Now that one certainly kept low, and it might have just come back a little bit, and it cramped Atherton for room. And that was a beautiful shot. That'll be 50. And in addition to 14 hundreds for England, that's the 38th time that Graham Gooch has got to 50. Acknowledgement to the big crowd. That's just one little milestone one feels in the sort of innings that he's got in mind. There's the England balcony. Just look at that.
Well, this is a shot of a man in good touch, confident, almost dismissive of the short ball by Ian Allen.
A lovely punch shot, and that's one of Michael Atherton's strengths. Onto that quickly.
Well, this is a classical back foot shot. Lovely timing, excellent feet movement. Not trying to hit the ball too hard, just using the pace of the ball and placing it superbly.
We've got a bowling change, and it's Carl Hooper. It's a lovely shot. Now 3 runs brings up the England 100. And don't the crowd love that? And that's 2,000 runs for Graham Gooch against the West Indies.
Just a half shout here from Ambrose. Ball nipping back quite a lot. And that would probably have gone on again to miss leg stump.
Given it LBW, and Atherton had a long, hard look at it. The umpire, first of all, had to decide if he was playing a stroke, and then was he outside off stump with his pad. So the first breakthrough for West Indies with a total at 108. Atherton, LBW to Curtly Ambrose. First over after lunch.
Well, Mike Atherton will be very disappointed there. He fought through the morning session, done all the hard work. And I'm not sure he's all that happy with the decision, but it was a pretty confident shout. Again, the ball pitching round the bow off stump, just outside it and coming in, and well, it was angled in, but I don't think he got outside. Certainly played a shot, but I think the leg was still wicket to wicket in line.
Graham Hick is the new batsman. Now, this is a contrast for Hick. In other matches, he's come out when the side has been in trouble and when the ball has been darting all over the place, been swinging, moving off the seam. Today, hardly a cloud in the sky and a score of 108 for 1. Marshall bowling from the pavilion end, Gooch taking strike. It's swinging away from the right-hander, but it's well bowled by Malcolm Marshall.
Oh, it just looks like there might be a little bit more movement since the Westies have come out after lunch. It's quite a reasonable shout, but Gooch getting reasonably forward there.
Nice reply. That's a lovely stroke from Graham Gooch, who's had his timing just right today.
Yes, Gooch really getting his foot to the pitch of that. Lovely follow through. And again, no need to move.
Close, yes. LBW not playing a stroke, and that was beautifully bowled by Marshall. It cut back, and cut back enough to hit the stumps. Gooch gone for 68, both openers gone in the first 2 overs after lunch on this opening day at Trent Bridge, 113 for 2.
Marshall didn't get right into the stumps there, and that was angled in, and well, Gooch has barely got outside off stump there just, but he's not playing a shot, so that doesn't really matter. The ball angled in, and really I think the umpire had no option but to give that one out.
Beautiful piece of deception by Malcolm Marshall. New batsman is Alan Lamb, coming out to join Graham Hick. Graham Hick is not yet off the mark. So Atherton gone for 32 and Gooch for 68. 113 for 2 now, 13 extras and a wicket to Marshall, 1 to Ambrose.
The West Indian bowlers still attacking Graham Hick with the shorter pitch deliveries, but see what length that had to be. Malcolm Marshall nearly trapping his toes. He had to pitch the ball so short to get the height he wanted.
It's a beautiful stroke. Hick got his foot right to that ball. It may have been meant to be the Yorker, but it finished up a long half volley.
Oh, feel the wind of the bat whipping through.
Well, I would think that Alan Lamb's come in and he's decided to play shots.
Oh, very close to the outside edge of the bat.
Yes, it's very noticeable how the West Indies bowlers have tried to up their game, particularly against Graham Hick. Extra pace and bounce going through to the wicket-keeper with the balls. Some of the balls before lunch were hardly carrying, but this one, Geoffrey Doujon having to take it above his waist height.
That's what Lamb likes. Oh, brilliant stop. What a fine effort that was by Ian Allen. Lamb gets one away this time. They're almost feeding that in the hope that he'll top edge it, but really, he likes the width, he likes that length. Well, stop, beautiful fielding, and Lamb could so easily have been run out. How often does a batsman play that sort of shot and runs involuntarily, as if someone's fired him out of a gun?
Well, this is super fielding. Alan Lamb thinks that's 4 runs, steered through the slips. He's off for a quick run, and he's nearly run out.
Oh, that is out. Alan Lamb goes. He doesn't like it, but CURTLY Ambrose does. He is absolutely delighted. On unlucky 13. Alan Lamb goes, just trapped on that back foot. And so England lose their 3rd wicket at 138.
Well, sadly for Alan Lamb, there's not much doubt about this LBW. You see the ball cutting back, not getting up very high, hits him about the knee roll or just above. There's not much doubt about that.
Mark Ramprakash.
Who would have thought it after Headingley? And Lords was better, but Headingley, they were wearing thermals, 3 sweaters and a coat. The most perfect day here at Trent Bridge today.
Nicely timed, that. Marshall doesn't even bother to chase it from fine leg. But he has to pick it up.
Oh, now that's a nasty one. That's hit him. In fact, that's raced away down to fine leg. And they haven't run. In fact, they could have done, but hit clearly shaken. Taking it on the helmet, and that has been the problem for him, taking his eye off the ball.
Yes, we said this is a very slow pitch, and that's well in Ambrose's half of the pitch. And you see there, he just starts to duck and turns away from it, not watching the ball at all. By the time it's made contact, the back of his head's facing down the wicket.
Well, that's the 150 for England. Somewhat muted applause. The 50 and the 100, they came at a real tearaway pace, and with no wicket down, of course, the crowd were in very good spirits now. Well, they know that this is a crucial part of the innings. Now that is a loose stroke, and Graham Hick, his reaction will tell you what he thinks of it.
Yeah, the quicker bowlers do draw Hick into these shots off shorter deliveries. That was a bad shot.
Now this is Ian Allen. This is where, if he's allowed to, he plays extremely well.
I said Graham Hick might struggle a little with the short, quick stuff, but when it's pitched up, he can certainly hit and drive very well.
That's a cracking stroke. Not a very good ball from Courtney Walsh. But the thing is to take advantage of the loose one, and that is precisely what Hick did.
Yes, Courtney Walsh giving him plenty of room here, and he loves it out there. He cracks it away beautifully.
CURTLY Ambrose. And he's hit him again. And Graham Hick's habit of just turning his head away from the ball. It's gone for 4 leg byes this time.
Well, this was a poor shot. It was bunged in short, well short. As soon as he starts to play it, then he just absolutely turns away, looks at nothing, and he really does have a problem with the short delivery. There is no doubt at all about that.
That is wonderfully bowled by CURTLY Ambrose. The classic Yorker. The 4th wicket for the West Indies. 3 of those for Ambrose. You'll see no better example of the Yorker than this.
Yes, I would think that Mark Ramprakash might have struggled to pick that one up. We said the sight screen's not all that high at that Ratcliffe Lane end. And Ambrose at 6'9", if he bowls the Yorker, probably just goes above the top of the side screen. But it was perfectly bowled. Right into the lock over there.
New batsman is Robin Smith, coming in at 186 for 4 to join Graham Hick, who is on 4. Sort of a thickish outside edge. Richie Richardson down at 3rd man. Missed out up at Headingley, and then in the 1 innings at Lords. He struggled through today. It says a lot for his temperament and courage that he's made 43. It's down the leg side, little edge onto the hip. And Ambrose now has 4.
Well, he'll be very pleased with that, Graham Hick, because he's had to struggle and work hard for his runs, but it's a good short ball because it's very straight at him, at his body.
Now, Jack Russell, the new batsman coming out at number 7 for England, played well at Lords. Smith is facing Courtney Walsh. That's cut the boundary down to 1 run, unless they get an overthrow. But Geoffrey Dujon has the advantage there because he's very close to Viv Richards and he can explain what a bad throw it was. Whereas poor old Phil Simmons out on the boundary, he can't get anyone's ear. That's too good. Extraordinary delivery, because Robin Smith had to play at it, and it turned out to be a leg cutter, and then it kept swinging and was taken in front of first slip. Burning sun at Trent Bridge, lots of hats and no sunshades yet. But 4 runs to Robin Smith.
Well, it was a lovely timed on drive by Robin Smith, but I don't think the West Indies captain Vivian Richards will be particularly pleased with Courtney Walsh. He's got a 7-2 field, 7 on the offside with only 2 men on the onside. And Courtney Walsh has given Robin Smith a nice easy ball and his legs to tuck away. Now that's the line that will please Vivian Richards with that offside field. 3 men at slip, plenty of protection on the offside for the shots as well, and a lovely ball in the right area.
The stroke through mid-wicket was a delight, and so too that one straight down the ground. Not an easy batsman to bowl to. He's so strong on the square cut, but as soon as you start keeping the ball up to him, this is the result.
Well played. So 212 for 5. Partnership of 108 between Gooch and Atherton. Atherton passing his fitness test this morning. Both out within 2 overs after lunch. Bit of a disaster for England. And then Graham Hick dropping an anchor. Alan Lamb threatening to, but failing to. Some fighting defence from Ram Prakash. But Curtly Ambrose was not to be denied. He really has bowled well. So now it's Smith and Russell with Pringle, De Freitas, Illingworth, Lawrence to come. So now we have a return of Ian Allen. It's caught him, brilliantly caught. Wonderful catch by Gus Logie at square leg. And it was just a modest prod from Russell, no great ambition in that stroke. But my word, Logie moved quickly and picked the ball out of a very busy background.
And England really throwing away the advantage that Gooch and Atherton gave them this morning. They really do want to make 400 on this wicket.
23 balls faced by Jack Russell. Well, here comes Derek Pringle. Terrific shot. Smashed into the boards at mid-wicket.
Now Robin Smith getting in great position for this. A bouncer, really cracking that down. The right hand controlling the shot, turning the bat, making sure the ball went down.
Robin Smith is 23 not out. Derek Pringle yet to score. And Ian Allen is the bowler. It's in the air, he's caught him, flipped it straight to him, a rather careless stroke, but neatly taken at mid-wicket by Clayton Lambert, the substitute fielder, who's picked up the catch quite brilliantly at square leg, and England lose their 7th wicket.
Well, I think a few of these wickets have fallen because of the slow pace of the pitch. Batsmen are just getting through it a little bit early. You see, again, it's almost half volley on leg and middle, and very similar sort of a shot to Jack Russell. And that's the substitute there, Clayton Lambert. And the second wicket there for Ian Allen. So England now throwing away that great start that they got this morning. 217 for 7.
So in comes Philip De Freitas. De Freitas off the mark, steering the ball down to the gully area.
Didn't really get hold of it, but it's worth 2.
Well, this is just a mistimed pull by Philip De Freitas. Kept it on the ground.
Oh, that's out. Courtney Walsh strikes. Philip De Freitas bowled for 8. England now 228 for 8.
Well, a lovely in-ducker by Courtney Walsh here. Philip De Freitas just driving slightly on the up, stood up with a stiff left leg, and you'll see the ball go through the gate.
new cap, Richard Illingworth. Oh, that's a beautiful delivery from Allen. Smith acknowledges it.
Well, this is probably the best ball that Ian Allen has bowled. A little bit of bounce and movement away from Robin Smith.
Courtney Walsh bowling to Richard Illingworth. Good shot from Richard Illingworth. Good composure. A very solid lower middle order batsman.
Well, this is a quality off drive from Richard Illingworth. Absolutely gorgeous shot.
That's 250 for England in this 9th wicket partnership. It's added 24 runs, 25. He's salvaging something out of what has been a disappointing day.
Carl Hooper is bowling from the pavilion end. Valuable runs for Richard Illingworth. Straight past the man at slip. Hoop was not particularly impressed. More so because it was a very good quicker ball from Carl Hooper. And there were 2 more runs added to take it up to 269 for 8 at the close of play. 42 Robin Smith, another good innings from him. He's right back in form. And Richard Illingworth, as he showed in the Texaco matches, is a very useful late order batsman. He's 13 not out, and that is a partnership of 41 between Smith and Illingworth. Nice respectable total at the end of the day. 50 runs per 100 balls for England, a very good rate. The bowling of CURTLY Ambrose once again was outstanding. 27 overs, 5 maidens and 4 for 61. A wicket to Marshall, who's off the field injured. Walsh has a wicket. Allen has 2 at Trent Bridge, and